Alright, what's going on, everybody? Today I was supposed to be spending time to be working on my brother's car, but instead I cleaned the garage a little bit. I got rid of all the crap that was over there. I got a little bit of the crap over here gone. Um, Ended up working on the CRX. Well, I didn't work on the CRX. I was driving today to the car show and car meet, and the horn was triggering itself, honking at everybody without me touching it. So I spent a little bit of time trying to figure out why it was honking. And that little white piece right there in the back, right there, has this little brass washer spacer thing that grounded itself out and started honking. So I put some double-sided tape, pull the whole quick release and shit off, put double-sided tape, keep that brass ring from free floating all over the place and shorting itself out, and reinstalled the steering wheel. A friend came by, spent some time talking to him, and yeah, just procrastinate a little bit. So now my horn, where's it at? Works, and I can honk on the freeway. But got a little bit of sunlight left, and I am working on the car, so my brother's car. Trying to figure out what I want to cut, how I'm gonna cut it, how big I'm gonna cut it. And I'm not 100% sure how I'm gonna go about this situation, but I've seen a lot of my friends use tape to kind of tape out what I want to be cut out and then transfer it over to the top side of the hood, and I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do that, but I am going to figure that out right now and see how it turns out. Alright, so you just saw the time lapse, and what I did was, obviously I taped it up and then I slid it, taped these guys together so they didn't fall apart, close the hood, transfer this tape puzzle onto the hood, and trying to match them up somewhat. Top, here, here, and here. I just eyeballed it, popped the hood a few times, kind of look at it, see if everything falls in the same spot. I mean, the only reason why I'm doing it like this is because I want to keep this square rather than chopping them in pieces, because I wanted to raise it up and have it raised, and then kind of make a cover for the supercharger so that there's a giant hump in the top portion of the hood here, because I'm not planning to keep the supercharger fully exposed. I'm gonna try to make a removable cover with quick latches, so that way you can put it on when it rains, latch it up when you're driving it, when your car shows, crawling, or whatever it is you're doing that you want to show off your motor. Unlatch it, pull the cover off, then it'll have the supercharger thing on here. But that stencil is not for the shape of this. That stencil is for the supercharger and probably the end of the valve cover. And if I want to rock this out of the hood, I'd have to cut it a lot bigger. But I think I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it because I really want the latch. I really want to latch the hood and see, because the car's almost done. I kind of want to see it more complete. I want to see it more in its completed state. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it up. I should have waited and just go to the junkyard, get the spare wagon hood that's in there now, cut that one up, but then I'd have to paint it or whatever. But I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this one out because no matter what the situation is, the motor's gonna come out of the hood regardless. So yeah, I'm afraid to cut it, but let's cut it. So, hood is chopped. This side is fine. It just latched. Well, kind of. Everything seems to have measured out well. The only thing is that it won't latch because it's really just sitting on the valve cover somewhere. Well, actually, right here, whatever that is. That, oh, it's actually the web. So if I cut the web out right now, the hood will definitely close. Because right here, it's how it folds down. Except right here, solid. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that out right now, and hopefully the hood latches. It's only a little bit more before it actually closes, and then everything else should clear. And maybe we'll see if the supercharger cover will fit it. If it doesn't, then fuck it. Alright, so hood's cut out. I'm satisfied with how it is right now. Still utilizing the whatchamacallit, these heat insulator, whatever the fuck this hairy looking thing is. But I trimmed it to fit the cutout of the hood. I'm going to clean up all of these burrs right here, and then right here on these edges I'm going to be gluing in the vacuum line hoses, split in half to use as a grommet for those sharp ass edges. You can see right here I put a little self-tapping screw because there wasn't really much room. I actually don't really have another plastic like that to put in place, but that'll do. I'll also trim the web back here because there was a lump like this, so I trimmed that out to clear the valve cover here, and now it closes without a problem. You can see how it's flopping a little bit because now it has a ton of clearance. Talk about a millimeter or two away from that bolt, so that's definitely precision cutting at its finest, eyeballing and using my best judgment. I'm gonna cut the support out right here, so this belt is not gonna get in the way of touching that frame. This clears perfect. This, I didn't really want to cut all the way over here. I wanted to cut it here, but I didn't have a way to have the tape stay in this angle. Anyways, yeah, so these are exposed. Probably gonna find a way to cover it up from the rain, but like I said, I'm gonna use the top portion that I cut off and try to make like a little hump or something like that to accommodate the big ass hole that's now in the hood. So I'm holding on to that section there. Reason being as well is because I have that little hump right here that I can somewhat try to line up and make it look somewhat the same on this end here. I have not tried the cover yet. Let's give this a shot real quick. Phone's about to die. That goes on like that, right? So you can imagine how much more I gotta cut out just to get this cover to be on here. Actually, it's not that bad because this whole back section is already gone. So all I gotta do is cut, like say, line this up right here like that, cut it out, and then have the supercharger right up in the front like so. Honestly, it's not too bad. But like I said, it's gonna have a cover on top of that anyway, so I'm gonna kick this video short just cause I gotta head out to a car meet right now and possibly go to Mexico. I'm not quite sure, but you know, trying to fulfill my night while I have the days off. Leave in the comments below if you guys think I should cut out a hole for the supercharger cover or run it without it. I don't know, I actually like both. You know, some people don't know what this is, so with the cover that says it's a supercharger, then they can believe it's a supercharger. But anyways, I hope you guys like this video. I'm slowly making some type of progress with the car because I've been neglecting it, but obviously radiator is now in place. Supercharged is now out of the damn hood. Hood now closes, and probably the next video is going to contain the hydro conversion remake, remodel, redo, whatever it is. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Now, before anybody comments about hood spacers, let me clarify this real quick. Okay, so people are saying you can put spacers on the motor, drop the motor down, and clear the supercharger, right? Seems like a very good idea to do so, especially for the K24s. This is not the case. This is a supercharger, and even if the motor was spaced down, the supercharger would sit lower, but the pulley would still be really high. Okay, now if I was to put a spacer, let me clean my screen real quick. Now if I was to put a spacer on that post mount right here to the motor mount, that will lift up, that would drop the motor down, causing this tensioner and this belt to be closer to this bolt. And say if this thing has slack, or if it had play during acceleration or whatever, this belt could be grinding itself off against this bolt. Now there's not that much room in between, so even if I did a 1-inch spacer on the mount, this is just too damn close to even, it's too close to worry about shredding itself out. So I am not going to be running spacer on this motor, for one. And honestly, the spacer would work out and help the axles from being as much of an angle as it is. But never had problems with the single cam axles, so this should be okay. I'm almost certain that he's going to lower the car back down, just because he's going to want to do some launches and shit like that. But just to clarify why I did not use any spacers on this motor and drop everything under the hood, was because the pulley will still be kicking out, and the pulley system and the belt system will be too close to that bolt. Okay, so just enjoy this video and not argue with me about that crap, because I actually like it sticking out the hood. Because #beefy.